And welcome back to Suncorp Stadium here in Brisbane for the second semi-final, which attracted a very big crowd for the team with the big red V, and a popular attraction they are no matter where they play around Australia. They've played 26 times, these two sides, and the scoreboard shows they've each won 13. But here at Suncorp, the Dragons have won 6 from 10. Even though they have lost their last 3 games here. So the St George Dragon goes out in front of Ben Hornby as the men from St George and the Illawarra continue their quest to become the first back-to-back premiers since the Broncos over a decade ago. Tonight's opposing club, they did it both in 92-93 and then in 97-98. Gasnier, 174th game tonight. It might be his last. 15 test matches and 12 origins. You saw a tribute to him earlier tonight, and Darius Boyd, of course, will depart with Wayne Bennett for Newcastle, as well his final game for the Dragons tonight, possibly. Well, there he is, the man of the moment. It's near enough to a full house when he gets out there. He'll see that for himself, although he said he doesn't look up into the crowd. His last appearance here at Suncorp Stadium. Darren Lockyer, the kid from the country, to the Broncos for a career that has seen him rise to superstar status through to legend and no doubt rugby league immortality. Breaks Kevin Walter's record of most appearances in finals football, tonight being his 35th. And of course, Brisbane aiming for their 8th consecutive win. The last time they did that was back in 2005. Justin Hodges, well, the most asked question of the coach this week: will he play, will he not play? He's out there. Justin Hodges, considered by many as still the best centre in the game. So the referees, Matt Chekin on camera and Tony Archer. You're watching the second semi-final live across the 9 and Win networks.
Stay behind the kicker. Stay behind.
This should be a wonderful experience. Let's go with the kick-off from Hornby down into the Milton end of the ground. And it's Hannon who brings it back for the Broncos on tackle number 1. So Dragons running to the south, and that is Tio, who's put to ground on the 20-metre line. 4 of the Dragons getting involved in an enthusiastic defensive pattern at the opening of the game, and now it's Corey Parker's turn. And he's met there initially by the 11, Bo Scott. And McCulloch goes short away to Maguire, who's been one of the stars, no doubt, for the Broncos this season. He's only a youngster. I think he's 21, 22 possibly, playing up in the engine room as McCulloch kicks it away from Morris, who's got a swag of tries against Brisbane. Even though he didn't play in round 15, neither did Cray, neither did Cooper. He's got 5 tries in his last 5 games against the Broncos. Nightingale is with it now for the Dragons. He'll play it 35 metres out from his line, and Dan Hunt winds it up and runs it at Peter Wallace. And Wallace, with some help from Maguire, they put him to ground. Played by Hunt. Rain as the starting dummy half. I note that Dean Young is on the bench. And of course, they started with 3 dummy halves last weekend, or should I say they used 3, but Nathan Feen not in the side. That's Trent Merrim with the ball in jumper number 17 in the starting lineup tonight. Origin this year. Rain gives it on to Soward, and Soward gets a kick away neatly, and it sits up back on the try line. That's the sort of kick we're going to have to expect from Soward all night, if in fact the Dragons are to have a hope. It was brought back by Beale, and this is Copley. And so Dale Copley, he will play the ball 22 metres out from his own line. Here is Beale getting out from dummy half. He's a good kid, this fellow. And of course he replaces another kid that's very much headed in a northerly direction, Josh Hoffman. One feels for him not being in these big end of season games, as one does for Sam Thaiday, the captain in waiting, who will lead the Broncos next year in the absence of Darren Lockyer.
And will also be available to play next week if they get through this evening, as Darren Lockyer kicks from the short side. Darius Boyd takes an 11 out from his own line on the full and heads to the left.
So to the favourite side, or the favoured side for the Dragons. And Boyd is put down and held by Teo just outside the 30-metre line as Morris comes out, gaining just a couple of metres. Hannant was in his face, so was Parker. McCulloch was there. Hunt goes up again, runs at Maguire, but at the moment, of course, early in the game, they're meeting a brick wall, and that can be said of both sides. Here's Wayman now, looking for a better game than he had last weekend. Soward goes away, gone on to Hornby, away to Cooper. Cooper on the halfway line. He's confronted over there by Justin Hodges. And in company with Lockyer, they put Cooper to ground. Now for Ben Cray, and he goes inside the 40-metre line. So it's Cray who'll play the ball on 5 and last for the St George Illawarra Dragons. And now Soward goes high down to Dale Copley. They go up. It's come off the back of the Dragon and gone back down to Reid.
It did. It hit Jason Nightingale square in the back. But the Broncos got players back behind the ball, which is what you need to do when a kick goes up.
Copley.
Some really good work by Michael Wayman in that set of 6. I think they play their better football when they get some second phase going, and Wayman attracts defenders and popped the pass.
Play by Alex Glenn back on his 20-metre line, and Corey Parker, who's led the side in the absence of Darren Lockyer on many occasions. And here's Josh Maguire with a run that saw him using his left foot step. It takes him out towards the 40-metre line before McCulloch goes on to Lockyer's left foot, and it goes down the ground away from Boyd, taken by Nightingale. And Jason comes back and again aims the attack at Peter Wallace, defending the middle of the ground with McCulloch. Here's Boyd getting away, and the tackle is made over the top there by Ben Teo and by Ben Hannant, and now it's gone to Trenton Merrin. Merrin running it at Lockyer to the halfway line there. So just feeling each other out now, basically waiting for the other team to make a mistake, I guess, as Dan Hunt plays the ball on the 40-metre line. Michael Wayman goes on. Ben Hornby goes back. It's gone to Boyd and gone to Soward. Soward is taken by Wallace, who'll play the ball just outside the 30-metre line now. We're down the Brisbane end of the ground. And here it is, Hornby stabbing it, but he stabbed it straight at the chest of Beale, and Beale comes back. And he's met and upended by Hornby, together with Beau Scott, 20 metres out from the Brisbane line. Wallace gives it to Copley, and Copley will play it now. 30-metre line for Brisbane. McCulloch now for Hannant, and Hannant running it at Wayman and Hunt, the front rowers, and Merrin has a part of it as well. Middle ground, 40-metre line. Hannant a little bit slow to get up. Maybe it just took a bit of puff out of him. And now it's with Teo, that right arm, forearm, heavily cased again, and here's Hodges able to beat Merrin, and he can do that to you. If you look at this game long enough, you'll see people go in and they think they've got Hodges, but suddenly he's gone. And now Lockyer puts a skyscraper in the air, and Boyd goes up and takes it with no contest.
Well, see, I think there's a penalty against Ben Hornby there, as Matt Cooper comes back in field. I got no doubt Hornby runs the chaser off, changes his line, but it's gone uncalled by the referees as Beau Scott takes it outside his 20. Just have a look at Hornby there. Like he's not going at the football. He's not going to contest it at all.
I don't think there'd be too many would argue with you, Peter, watching that replay. Now it's Hunt, and he will play the ball in the middle of the ground, right on halfway. Played by Dan. It's come from Rain through Soward, and this is Scott. Scott gets it back down for Soward, and Soward gets it back around the corner. Picked up by Gasnier. Gasnier, though, he's attracted the attention of Reid. And 5 and last has been called. 30 metres away from the Broncos line. Soward goes long to Hornby. Boyd joins in on the left side, puts a kick in that'll go dead.
Yeah, just a little too hard off the boot there from Darius Boyd, but some nice lead-up play by the Dragons, who are moving the ball around a little bit more early in this game than I've seen them for some time. That's a good sign.
Surrender tackles. Surrender.
And Ben Hannant now 35 metres out from his own line. So as you can see, this match simply toing and froing. They're completing their sets. They've both completed 4 from 4, and this is the first penalty, or should I say, Beau Scott giving the penalty to Brisbane. first of the game.
Gee, this is a great stadium. Look at the crowd here again tonight. How many big crowds have we had at Suncorp this year? It's been outstanding, hasn't it? And a big one here tonight as well.
And largely, I guess, because of the send-offs that we've had for Darren Lockyer. Origin, of course, takes care of itself. There's a loose ball there. And it's Alex Glenn who lost it. I'm surprised the touch judge hasn't said something. Checker now has said ball has been stolen. Gasnier is saying take a look at it. And the touch judge was standing on top of it, so he must have thought, yes, it was a steal.
Well, the referee said hand on the football there as Parker wastes no time to get in front of the post and then unceremoniously pushed backwards.
Merrin, it was the chief tackler, but the Broncos have got a good chance here. McCulloch to Hammond short. 3 metres out from the line. Played by Big Ben. Now McCulloch puts a little kick in, but it's gone dead.
Wow.
Didn't give anybody really a chance, and very much on an early tackle.
Well, they planned that kick last Monday, I'd say, because that was just a set play.
Well, he didn't practice a lot between Monday and now, unfortunately.
Well, he just got excited and kicked it too hard, but had the kick been okay, there was only Broncos chasing it, so I'd say they planned that early in the week and couldn't wait to get it on.
There's Morris with the ball now for the Dragons. Smack bang in the middle of the ground, and now Dan Hunt goes up and is met by Teo. And Hunt goes to ground under that tackle, playing it back to Mitch Rain, and now it's gone left side again to Hornby. He turns it back on the inside for Ben Cray. He's down on the 30-metre line where he's tackled by Maguire. Now to Soward, and Soward puts a kick up, and up goes Beale. Good take. Wonderful take by the young fullback.
Well, his first three or four touches have been outstanding. He's run the ball back really hard, and again, aggressive with his attitude here to get amongst the pack there to come up with the catch. That's what you like to see from a young player in his finals football.
And Hoffman is the one that's attracted most of the praise, but I've got to say, Jared Beale is not far behind him.
And a little bit surprisingly, he hasn't missed a game this year for the Broncos. He's been used in a variety of positions and excelled in all of them. Last tackle now against the Broncos. I'm loving this battle between the starting props for both teams as Peter Wallace kicks it low, skids over the turf. Nightingale fumbles.
Not only does he fumble, he bumbles as well and goes down in the corner.
Oh, he's awkward, Rabbits. He falls over and stumbles. And
oh, that tackle's high, I think, around the throat of Boyd. And he's going to stay down, Boyd. They'll get a review of this. Peter Wallace, his right arm has gone up. They can boo all they like. I can assure you, the first thing I saw was an arm around the throat of Darius Boyd. And he's not getting up. I don't know that he's posing.
yeah, he got one right on the chin.
He's got it on the Adam's apple, or the chin, if you like.
Crack right there.
So they'll get a penalty out of this.
They needed it too. Poor old Jason Nightingale, he looked like a newborn calf. The legs were going everywhere and he couldn't get traction.
Well, I didn't know you'd spend some time down on the farm.
We just saw the signal there from the referee. That tackle placed on report. Peter Wallace.
So now the Dragons taking the free kick, and they send it ahead with Scott. Peter Wallace on report then for the tackle on Darius Boyd. And it's gone over to Michael Wayman, who hits it up at Ben Hammond. Playing the ball just outside the 40-metre line. Dragons enter the park. Hornby goes away to Cray, and Cray comes back chopping in. Just looking maybe for one of the forwards not to slide out from Marker. And now it's Merrin who will play the ball. 45 out from the Broncos line. Rain gives it on to Hunt. Hunt behind Wayman, on to Soward. And it goes across to Gazier. Flick past to Nightingale. Nightingale to Soward. Soward can't handle it. It's picked up by Beale for the Broncos. Turns defence into attack. And he's put down on the 20-metre line. That was sharp.
Yeah, lovely early ball from Soward to Gazier, and he really threatened the defence, and his speed was able to come up with the inside pass for Nightingale. Watch this early ball, bang, there. That's where Gazier should be getting the ball, and his speed threatens the line to create the inside alley for Nightingale to run into. He ran better there, Nightingale.
Wallace now coming across to give it to Reid, and he'll play the ball 38 metres out from the Dragons line. Suncorp Stadium, it's been unkind to Brisbane in finals, but here's a chance for Lockyer. Lockyer goes inside the 30, he flick passes for Hodges. Hodges inside 20, Hodges gets the ball back. McCulloch gives it to Wallace. Wallace gets it out the back. McCulloch's with the ball again, and he's put down 15 now. 5 gone. Broncos appealing for a penalty. Lockyer around the back, off the feet of Reid. It's play on. Boyd's made it dead.
Oh, good thinking, Jack Reid. Wayward pass, but he didn't try and catch it. He just put it on the foot. And all of that started from a lovely little offload by that man there, Corey Parker, drifting across, attracted 3 players, and then Hodges back on the inside of Darren Lockyer. And then it was hot potato. The Dragons did well to scramble enough players back.
That was brilliant football. Absolutely sensational, and a nice little touch there from Reid. Bit of improvisation to get the ball into the in goal. Good stuff, Rabbits, eh?
Well, that's, I guess, the reason we're here. We expected that it would be one of the classic games. It's got a wonderful script about it. 14 seasons together at the Broncos for Wayne Bennett and Darren Lockyer. And one of them has to bow out tonight. McCulloch will play the ball. Centre of the ground, 10 out, Wallace away, Maguire on, Lockyer through. Here's Teo with a chance. 2 out from the line. Hodges goes to dummy half. You've got to watch him from there. He's gone away to Lockyer. Now it's gone wide, out to Wallace. Wallace gets a decoy run. He gives it on to Beale. It's gone on to Reid. Taken by Nightingale. Given back to Beale. Beale then back to the middle for Parker. And Parker it is that runs into the forwards, but he bounces away from Ben Craig. Gets it to McCulloch. Goes back to Hammond now. And Cooper it is that puts the clamps on him.
Oh, gee, this is good footy.
So to the blind side for Lockyer. He gives it to Teo. Teo back to Lockyer. Lockyer puts it on the ground, and it's all over the place. It's 6 more for the Broncos. McCulloch gets it on. Parker's with the ball. Parker's hurt. Plays the ball valiantly. Yao Yee to 2 metres from the line. Tackled by Wayman. Back for Wallace now. Now for Maguire. And he's pulled down by Darius Boyd. Hunt hanging on in the tackle as long as he can. McCulloch for Lockyer. Here it is. Teo. Teo has scored. Brisbane. First points. First try for Ben Teo.
And attractive football is rewarded. Really good stuff from both teams. A lot of pressure applied by the Brisbane team. Actually, when they needed the quick play the ball, Corey Parker, he was a bit knocked out about in the tackle. He stayed down, but a couple of rucks later, Lockyer attacks a couple and puts Ben Teo straight through.
And a big welcome to our audiences, taking us for our semi-finals, and many of you have been here since the start of the competition. Through the United Kingdom and Asia and America, New Zealand, and wherever else you might be watching, particularly you people up in Papua New Guinea who I know love your rugby league. The second semi, Brisbane in front.
Hey, old boy. Where's the love?
So Ben Teo gets his third try of the season. He paid $21 if you took him to be the first try scorer on TAB Sportsbet. The biggest and the best, the most reliable.
And 2 broken arms for Ben Teo this season. He's had to come back from. He's played in the centres. He's in the back row for Sam Friday tonight. Gets the first points, and Parker makes it 4-6.
Wally Lewis is on the sideline tonight.
And very well targeted by the Brisbane Broncos on that occasion. The Keno replay will show Ben Teo just running at a small bloke opposite him, Ben Hornby. He was the man that he had to go at. Keno replay showed that absolutely perfectly. Lockyer held the ball up, let him angle in, target Hornby, and that's 6 points added to the Broncos tally.
Anthony Griffin just taking another little comfortable seat in the coach's box. A little smile on the face as he Just ease back into his chair.
I'm loving these Broncos back rowers. Corey Parker, Ben Teo, Alex Glenn. And maybe the best of them, Matt Gillette, still to come into the action. Gee, they're good players.
Hannon playing the ball now, and McCulloch gets it away to Maguire. Maguire struggles out towards the 30-metre line. Pulled down by Wayman and Rain and Merrin. Here's McCulloch. Something had to give back down there. The pressure was extreme. Dragons were good. They were real good, but Brisbane had far too many chances. McCulloch now back to Wallace, and Wallace is met and put down by Scott. Played quickly by Peter, and there was no dummy half, and McCulloch actually kicked it across then to Glenn, and Glenn will play the ball, and they're playing the ball fast. McCulloch back to Lockyer, and there he goes again. It's high, out to Morris's wing, and he takes it well.
Well, the Dragons are going to have to be good just to hold on here, because the Broncos are outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. Gee, they're playing good footy.
Nightingale takes it away, 25 out from his line. 12 out of 12 they've completed, the Broncos.
As you could see the first interchange, Michael Wayman. Dean Young, the big man, as an early kick from Jamie Soward. Goes through the legs of Jared Beale. He's got time to bring it back.
He runs into that cordon just outside his own 20-metre line, and Yao Yi dances away from dummy half with fleet-footedness.
Well, it's a lovely move. He feinted to go one way, and that sent both markers the wrong way.
Here's Wallace floating the pass out to Reid. They created an overlap, and Reid decided to go back and try to chop it off his left foot. Copley at dummy half was unmarked. I've got no doubt the cover would have got him. Here's Wallace, and Wallace is taken down. 20 metres away from the Dragons line. McCulloch for Lockyer. Lockyer goes. Copley knocks on with a try begging.
Oh, can you believe that?
Scrum up here.
The magician, Darren Lockyer, created something out of nothing. Just the sheer pressure and speed of the Broncos' play. He sees an opportunity down the short side. Little dummy, through he goes. There you go, son, go and score. And he drops the ball. Oh! Settle down, mate. Long way to go.
Following the match tonight, we take you back to New Zealand and the Rugby World Cup. Australia takes on Ireland. That comes from Eden Park. Ireland widely considered by the Wallabies their most dangerous pool opponents in the Cup of 2011. Australia versus Ireland coming up on 9 following the Rugby League. So it's with Trent Merrin now for the Dragons, who have been deposited inside their own 20-metre line for a good portion of the last 10 minutes of this game.
Well, the Dragons have just got to hang on while the Broncos are going through this extraordinarily good period.
Here they are coming to the right side again, where Soward puts the ball to Gasnier, and now it's gone from Soward back to Hornby, and now to Dean Young with fresh legs, and he's able to unload, and he shovels it back, and Rain looked across, but there was a Bronco up there, and that umbrellaed him back in. Tackled on halfway, and Soward puts a kick in. It wobbles around down to Beale on his 10-metre line. He's gone outside the 20, and Jared Beale will play the ball right in the middle of the ground, just inside the 30. Broncos end, and Lockyer sweeps it up off the ground and gives it to Jaral Yayi. So played by Jaral, and McCulloch passes to the try scorer Teo, who shovels it back to Lockyer, who goes to Hammond. And Hammond will play the ball. Almost on halfway. McCulloch's been good. Here's Wallace, and he feigned to give a ball outside-inside before taking the tackle and unloading to Lockyer. Lockyer back to McCulloch, and then this is Parker. Parker got through one. He beat Rain, and it's gone to Wallace. And Wallace will play the ball. 22 out, 5 gone for the Broncos, and they are looking brilliant. That pass from Lockyer to Teo, then to Hodges. He lost the ball. It's come back to Maguire and come back to Hodges again now. He's got them all bewildered over there, and now he's ordered turnover to St George Illawarra.
Yeah, just confused himself at the end of it as well, unfortunately. But this is as slick as I've seen a football team in the opening 20 minutes of a big game in a long, long time. Every time they turn, someone is ready and available to take the football. A little interplay there between Peter Wallace not throwing the pass to his fullback on his inside and holding up for Darren Lockyer was beautifully orchestrated. And if it wasn't planned, it was even better backup support play by Darren Lockyer as Matt Pryor into the action now.
Pryor to the 40-metre line. Playing it back for Rain to try and get the kettle boiling again. And this is Beau Scott. Just to give you some idea, the Broncos have had 58% of the football, and they've completed 12 from 14. The Dragons have only had the 9 uses. They've completed 8, so the completion ratio is very, very high.
And it is only 6-0 after that.
So Young to Soward, and Soward puts his kick up, going down towards Beale. There's no challenge, and Beale played the ball 15 away from his own line. Hit by Cooper. Here is Yao Yi. Dragons would be hoping down that left side that Giral might get lost in defence, like he has been guilty of occasionally. It's obviously a part of his game that they would have been working on. Defending back rather than coming up. And that left side St George Illawarra attack would be looking at that, working on that, hoping for that. Now McCulloch, and he gives the pass to Maguire. As a dummy half, he probably is more of a no-looker than any other dummy half, McCulloch. It's gone away to Wallace now, and he decides to kick, and it's another high one down to Nightingale, and up he goes. Had the foot up, and Alex Glenn was lucky. He nearly got a mouthful of studs, and they knock on through Gaznia inside their own 20. Brisbane crowd love it.
Yeah, and it's just defensive pressure. They were right in his face. Good kick and chase. Reset quickly, sprint forward on the next play, and Gaznia looks up. He looks up, sees them there, and comes up with a fumble. Now, when a player of his experience is forced into error like that, you know a team is under pressure. Tremendous battle, and a mental challenge here for the Dragons to keep in touch. Broncos looking to extend the lead.
So 25 minutes of the game gone, and another period of pressure coming up for the Dragons. Wallace putting it in, and away to the right to Lockyer. Now it's gone to Beale. Beale up from the back, and Boyd's got him. Beale looked to get rid of the ball to Lockyer. He couldn't do that. He'll play it though 15 metres away from the line, and Hannon will take it up. And now they set it up with Lockyer on the right, Wallace on the left, and Beale is with him. And here is Lockyer moving from the right to the left, and McCulloch goes himself. McCulloch taken by Cray. And Merrin, here's Lockyer having a look himself. And Cooper it is. All over Lockyer. McCulloch now to Parker it is. And Parker goes away back to the right, gets a ball away to Hodges. There's a chance for Hodges. Hodges looks to unload, puts it down, but the Dragons have got the ball.
Hands away now, let go. Marcus lock in.
Played over there by Ben Hornby.
Again, they've done a great job, the Dragons, to hold on there. He looked very dangerous, Justin Hodges, and got the arm free to get an offload away, but they got the troops back in time. Brett Morris out of dummy half now. Very surprised to see an early kick again just to get to the other end. There's good metres for Young.
Dean Young taking it beyond the 40-metre line. And McCulloch is slow to get up for the Broncos in the tackle of Young. He obviously suffered injury. Gaznia plays it on halfway. Soward rakes a kick off his left foot. It's going to find touch down at the 10-metre junction. We'll take a break. Second semi-final from Brisbane. It's Gillette who's about to come on for Brisbane. (6-0) in favour of the Broncos. Amazing amount of red and white out here tonight. Welcome back to Suncorp, the second semi-final. Broncos got the first try at the 15th minute. It was converted. Ben Teo's try by Corey Parker. Brisbane leading 6-0. And it's gone to Anderson, who's come on now for Brisbane, who played the ball just outside his own 20-metre line. McCulloch sweeping the ball away to Parker. And Parker was held there by Young and by Merrin, and Ray's dragging around the legs like a fishnet. Now it's with Hodges, and Hodges goes over to the right. He's got a wonderful partnership with Yao Yi, and no doubt it's going to be a problem for the Dragons sometime tonight. Here's Anderson.
Fifth and last, markers lock in.
Okay, so here's the fifth and last for the Broncos. McCulloch back to Lockyer. Lockyer, he's putting these massive midfield bombs up, and Boyd is underneath it, backs away from a chase from Gillette. And played by Boyd back near his own line. Here's Morris.
Well, if I'm coaching the Dragons, I'm now sitting here thinking, if only we can be next to score. If only we could put next points into this game after everything we've been through, that'll be a huge psychological blow both ways. They've got to hang in and score next to the Dragons.
Dean Young. His preparation these days for football is hampered somewhat with that troublesome knee of his, and he works off a fairly light schedule. This is Copley on the bring back, and he's gone through to the halfway line.
Well, that was nifty footwork. How did he get through there?
Matt Pryor slow to get up. It's gone from Wallace, and it's now with Maguire. Maguire running at Young and Merrin. Centre of the ground, just inside the Dragons' 40-metre line. This is Gillette.
Give him room.
Now they're in the middle of the ground, and McCulloch it is who comes back and gives it to Anderson. Just inside the 20 now. Here come the Broncos again, working down the middle. And are they going to visit again? Oh, Wallace nearly lost it. Beale has got the ball. Beale taken by Soward and Gaznia. And the last tackle is with Brisbane. Reeds pass from dummy half to Wallace. The kick is across him. He's looking for Giral, and he's found Hodges, and it's gone down to Craig.
Let go now.
Well, now if I'm the Dragons coach, I'm applauding the troops. He's got to feel proud of them. And Anthony Griffin has got to be thinking, for all the great football we've played, we've only got the one try.
Hornby finding Pryor now. And Matty Pryor in the middle of the ground inside the 30-metre line. Here's Boyd. Taken by Peter Wallace and Alex Glenn. Now Rain. On to Young it goes, and Young throws the dummy and then reels into the tackle of Anderson and company. Played near the halfway line. And it's gone from Rain back to Soward. Soward across to Hornby. Hornby away to Cooper. Cooper no look. Gets it away to Morris. Morris comes in, puts a kick in. Morris has got a chance here. He's put another kick in, but it's gone into touch.
Oh, he's unfortunate, Brett Morris. It was a good little kick in field because he was favoured to get there first and did. It's the second kick along the ground. Went the wrong way as Adam Cuthbertson prepares to come back in. Good footwork from Morris, and then that was a well-weighted kick. He just couldn't get it back into the in-goal area.
Peter, Wayne Bennett has thrown Cuthbertson into the game right now, and this could be a winner or a loser, because the next try in this game, given the way it's gone, is really important. He's the one who could provide it, Cuthbertson, but on the other side of the coin, it loosens the defence a little bit.
Yeah, as long as he's selective in his offloading, and that's been the big improvement in his game. But I agree, 6-0, the Dragons will look up and think, gosh, we've been under the cosh the whole time, but we're only converted try away. And I like Cuthbertson. I think he's needed by this Dragons outfit just to provide something a little bit different, as long as he's selective.
So the Broncos coming away from unfamiliar territory. Their own 20-metre zone. Played by Anderson. Now for Parker, and Parker runs it at Merrin. Play is down on the 40-metre line in the middle of the ground. Broncos end. And the ball being played back to Hunt, who's come on now. And McCulloch goes to a rest period as Yao Yi finds the ball on the right wing. He dances away from Ben Cray. He comes back, and Cuthbertson's got him with Ben Hornby.
Gee, strong.
Plenty of Bens out there tonight as it goes away now to Lockyer, and there's that kick again from Lockyer. Just keeps taunting them, and up goes Boyd, and he'll play the ball inside his own 10. Morris was the dummy half. He got what looked like a lazy pass away. Hunt is on for McCulloch.
Dragons need a penalty. I mean, they're wearing down. It's going to be hard to get up the other end of the field unless they can drag a penalty out of the Broncos.
Played by Cuthbertson. Now for Gasnier, beating one, taken down on the 30-metre line. Broncos tight in defence as Hornby goes over to Soward. Soward away to Cooper. Cooper to the halfway. And he'll play the ball there.
Great footy.
Taken by Lockyer. And Morris at dummy half. The ball coming away for Soward, who chips it down into the middle, but it's taken easily by Copley. And Copley gets it beyond the 20-metre line. Taken by Cuthbertson and Rain. Now Beale comes away. Gasnier makes the tackle around the legs. Plays the ball inside the 30-metre line. Reid goes away. Gaining a few more metres for the Broncos. They're nearly out to their own 40-metre line now. 7 minutes of the first half remaining. Maguire is with the ball. Held by Dean Young and Matt Pryor. 2 metres his side of halfway. Played back now for Hunt. It's come left side for Wallace. He goes to the right foot. Nightingale drops back, takes the ball, running away towards the goal mouth, and throws a long ball over to Darius Boyd. Boyd goes back to Nightingale, and Nightingale is put away by Parker.
What are they doing there, Reynolds?
Gus, you ask me some impossible questions at times.
But what were they doing?
Well, I don't know. Cuthbertson's with the ball.
Well, you should know. Didn't that scare you?
Here's Pryor. Just outside the 30-metre line. Here's Rain finding a little bit of space up where no markers were there. Taken by Hunt on the 40-metre line. Dragons end. Young away onto Hornby. Hornby behind Cray. It's gone on to Boyd. Boyd comes to Lockyer. He gets away from Lockyer, but he's taken by Gillette. Sliding across. Cooper now to Hornby. They go quickly. They go urgently over to Soward. And Soward puts a kick in. It's down towards Copley. Off the fingers. Went backwards. Back off his own line. Coming back.
Another illustration there of Brisbane, the expertise in defence. Really good sliding there. Justin Hodges doing it all perfectly, and that's helping the players around him. And an excellent battle on this side of the field. Jack Reid up against Mark Gasnier has done a great job as well. Reid actually declared his eligibility for England for the Four Nations tournament at the end of the season this week.
Much to the glee of Steve McNamara. As Hunt, it is, who passes the ball to Maguire. And Maguire playing the ball just short of the halfway mark again with Hunt, and he dummies to Lockyer, gives it to him the second time, and the captain is taken down 8 metres into Dragons territory. This is the last. Wallace it is who kicks. Nightingale is underneath it, and no challenge there. Nightingale, he gets away. No, he doesn't. Copley just hung onto a pair of shorts, which are now badly in need of replacement. Boyd is with the ball. Boyd fending and getting through two. Well, Nightingale has decided they're of no use at all to him, so he shed the shorts. And it's now with Cuthbertson, and Cuthbertson comes away. There's Jason Nightingale, shortless. And I wonder whether or not somebody's thinking of an ancient rule that says you've got to be properly apparelled. Now it's gone away to Hornby. Hornby gets it on to Cray. The point is he can't be properly apparelled because somebody took his shorts.
Well, they put some back on him again. There's no cords in the shorts, Ram.
Oh, not the cords again,
There's
please.
no cords in the shorts. That's why they keep coming down.
Here's the kick by Soward down the ground to Beale. Beale comes away from 15 out from his own line. He'll get it back towards 30.
They need braces on like you've got.
Shut up. Shut up. Make me sound like steptoe inside. Now it's Reid.
Here it is and hold.
Reid will play the ball inside the 40-metre line. And now Glenn.
No, step toe, not the son.
Wallace now. It's gone away to Maguire, to Lockyer. They've got some numbers out here. They got across the face of Yao Yi to find Hodges. They probably had have wished it was the other way round. It was only a slight opportunity, and it was Yao Yi's pace that they needed out there. If there was space down that corridor. Here's Gillette.
3 minutes to go to the bell. The Dragons they're just praying for the hooter to go.
It's still a valid point, though, isn't it? They're only trailing by 6. And here's Boyd again. Now, what happened over there? Hornby's gone this time.
Honestly, that's the 4th time. I've been surprised that he's got away with it for as long as he has, Ben Hornby. Still, if you are getting away with it, that's why you persevere.
Well, this is the biggest set of 6 of the half so far. This set of 6 could decide the game.
Play by Anderson. Here's Lockyer. He goes across and goes behind Parker, gives it to Wallace. And Wallace lost the ball, did he? No, it's 6 more.
Wow!
Well, he did lose the ball, apparently one-on-one. And he's given him 6 more. Now Glenn.
How do you lose the ball and get 6 more?
Well, he's obviously ruled that it was raked.
Yep, that's what he ruled. That. Oh, that's a penalty.
Another penalty goes to Brisbane.
Well, he was taking his time to pass Ben Hunt, and Jamie Sow had hit out at the football, but he's obviously ruled not to have been straight or back far enough.
Now, he's indicated the markers weren't square.
2 points, Gussie.
Brisbane, Parker coming up, so are they going to take a shot here?
Well, they're going to take the shot for goal, and that is a huge rap for the Dragons' defence. That's virtually the Broncos standing and applauding the Dragons' defence, because the Broncos have thrown everything at them and haven't been able to crack them. And they've finally relented and said, OK, we'll take the 2 points as well.
I think he was straight, Jamie Sow, but he actually went too early.
Yeah, I think you're right, Pete. The ball had not cleared the play of the ball, which means it wasn't behind the foot playing the ball to get it specific. And that's where he's pinged Jamie Sow. Mind you, the poor old marker, he's never right, is he? He's never in the right.
I'm worn out, Rabbits. Are you worn out?
No, I'm not.
This has been frantic.
I'm looking for another 40 minutes here. I'm looking for total entertainment, and we're getting it. We got it last night. We're going to get it again. And here's Parker bringing it back, but not enough. So what do we got? We've got a half of football practically elapsed. It's 6-0. And here go the shorts of Nightingale.
See, no cord in the shorts. It's no good there.
Steps free.
No cord. Way they go.
No need for any dressing room. He just stepped out of them, said, these are too big. Bring me a smaller pair. With a cord. And there they are, the new shorts for the man that Gus continually calls ungainly and awkward. But I tell you, and I will not back away from it, he's a wonderfully talented winger. Well, they got a job to do. This Brisbane side is cracking hot, but the scoreboard doesn't tell you that, really. They're in front 6-0. Welcome back to Suncorp Stadium in Brisbane. We're at half-time in the second semi-final of the Telstra Premiership. The Warriors are through to the preliminary final next weekend when Bennett is shaking the hand of one of the youngsters working backstage there. Bennett, of course, this could be his last for the Dragons as he moves to Newcastle next year. They'll lose Gasnier, they'll lose Boyd, they'll lose Green if they lose this football match tonight. What a roller coaster ride it's been for the fans. The Dragons won 10 of their first 11. Then it all went pear-shaped, belly up, winning only 4 of their last 14. They're not playing like a team, though, are they, that have lost 4 of their last 14, or won only 4 of the last 14. They're playing great football tonight against a team that is absolutely sizzling hot. Talk about getting them ready at the right time, Anthony Griffin. You've done a wonderful job, you and your coaching staff, the training staff. Dragons, 14 members of their side from last year in the team tonight, defending premiers and hoping to be the first team to do that since Broncos back in '97, the Super League year. They went back to back when they came back to the United competition in '98, but before that it was a Broncos again, a double in '92-93.
And Ray, Brisbane this season have led at half-time on 16 occasions, and they've won 15 of those. Only loss was to Manly back in round 12. So when they've got to the lead at the break, they have been awfully hard to run down.
Lots of banners around the ground, of course, farewelling Darren. He comes back for the last time. He comes back for the very last time. Hail the King. I see one out there tonight holding up a banner, Darren for PM. Well, there it is, Lockie for PM. Coincidentally, it was the Broncos who in this corresponding game in 2009, when the Dragons were minor premiers, the Broncos spoiled their party and bundled them out of the race for the premiership. Good night, Benny. Don't count your chickens yet. He's not gone yet. Mr. Bennett. Second half underway. 40 minutes of football remaining for one of these sides as Cuthbertson comes back fast. Just inside the 20-metre line, played by Adam Cuthbertson, formerly with Manly, formerly with Cronulla. In fact, the Cronulla is playing park football for much of the season. Played by Pryor now, and here's Rain coming away from dummy half, so he's played without break. He was almost about to play without shorts.
Yeah, no cord in the shorts, Roberts.
Thank you. If you were a fish and I was a fisherman, I'd have an absolute boatload of fish. Here is Hornby with the ball now.
I'd have a cord in my shorts, though.
And now it is Soward who drives it down into the corner. And Jared Beale has done everything right tonight. He is tackled inside the 20-metre line by Cooper. And here's Yao Yi going away. Just outside the 20-metre line. Play back to Hunt, and it's gone to Anderson. He'll play the ball, Scotty Anderson, just outside the 20, and it's gone across to Maguire. That is, I think, without the headband. Yeah, that familiar headband is gone, and Parker is with it now for the Broncos. Hunt to Lockyer. Lockyer off his left foot, driving it down for Boyd. It's probably as simple as it's been for Boyd so far tonight, and he comes back and grimaces as he hits the hole, what was a hole. Now Morris tugging Wallace along the ground.
That's better from Boyd.
Is Ben Cray looking to pop it back. There it is, knocked back by the Broncos, and Hunt it is who tries to go through again. So Ben Hunt to play the ball, straddled over by Boyd for a moment, and now Hodges gets it up to just outside the 20-metre line. Playing the ball back again for Hunt, and it goes high, hits Corey Parker on the chin. He stands and looks back, looking to unload, but they tie the ball up against his chest. Cuthbertson in the main. Here they come again, the Broncos. Maguire! 9 out from the line. Hunt, Wallace across, deep, Lockyer, dummy, right foot step, back, now it's with Parker. Parker unloads, dumps it down. It's with Wallace. Wallace gets it back. Now it's Maguire, taken by Ray.
Hands away.
Hunt again. Here's Lockyer, puts a kick in, and taken by Morris. Can he get back? Can he get back? And the answer to the question is no.
Oh, he did his best. Boy, did he do his best. Darren Lockyer very skillfully got the football into the in-goal area. And it looked as though Brett Morris, what a great kick under pressure, looked as though he was going to, after he beat the first defender, get back in. But Justin Hodges' great strength, Lockyer was there, and then they arrived in even more numbers.
Look of anguish on the face of Lockyer, but he certainly got the second best result.
He scuffed that one, Jamie Soward.
And here is Lockyer taking it back and asking Gillette to go ahead. Gillette goes across. Now he straightens. He's taken by Mitch Rain. He'll play the ball 22 metres out, and it's Hunt almost trapped a dummy half. Wallace to Maguire. And Maguire will be asked to play the ball. Young is there with Cuthbertson and Scott. So the Broncos again camped inside St George Illawarra's 20. Here's Lockyer getting it back for Beale. Beale taken by the defence of Ben Cray this time. And Hunt goes open side. Lockyer's there. Beautiful pass to Parker, but a nice tackle from Rain. Parker trying to get up and play the ball. Lockyer gets it back to Anderson, sweeps it back. Hunt to Wallace. Wallace sees an opening, goes for it, but he's held. 2 metres out from the line. 5 gone for Brisbane. Again, the Dragons online defence, and that's okay off the feet of Young, I think.
Well, I'm telling you this, Rabbits. If the Broncos are playing any other team in the competition, and I mean any other team, they lead 30-0. Because their attack has been outstanding. And we're still at 6.
Nightingale to play the ball. You're watching the second semi-final from Suncorp in front of a big crowd. It's probably not any more than 48, 49, but it's a wonderful place to watch the game, to broadcast the game, and I know the players love it. You're watching it live and exclusive across the 9 and Win networks, and here they go. Scott puts in a little kick. The bounce good for Copley.
Oh, dear.
Taken by Nightingale. Reed a dummy half. A lofted long ball over to Beale.
They just can't get it to the other end of the field.
Reed away from dummy half is taken by Pryor and Scott and also by Rain. Halfway line as Maguire leaves that behind him, and Young and Cuthbertson make the tackle.
It's his 16th hit up, Maguire. 33 tackles. Front row played unchanged the first 46 of this game. And they get a penalty in front of the posts.
Locke is talking to Parker.
Yep,
they're going to take the shot. So again, it's another, in a funny way, another tribute to the Dragons.
Sure is. And he didn't hesitate, Darren Lockyer. He just wants to get beyond 6 as quickly as he can. This is Cuthbertson looking at the referee, waiting. There's nothing wrong with that. Dear, oh dear.
Well, there he is. He's finally got a break, Josh Maguire. What a performance from him in this game so far. He's back from a detached retina earlier in the season, and he's actually playing the game with contact lenses these days.
So Parker from 38 out in front. To take it to 8-0. Left the boot okay. He squeezed it just inside. So it's 8-0 at Suncorp. We're back in a moment.
Stay behind, try and run.
Hornby's restart as we welcome you back wherever you're watching, and the matches through the finals going around the globe, around the rugby league globe anyway. And it's 8-0 in favour of the Broncos, with Hala taking it back in 17. Is that how you pronounce it, Peter?
We'll run with whatever you want. No, probably David Haller, but I think he'll mind. Here he comes again.
So it's Haller just on his own side of halfway, and Hunt dummies to Wallace, goes the other way and goes across to Alex Glenn. Don't forget the rugby from Eden Park immediately following this game. We'll see that, Australia versus Ireland. And down to Morris, he marks it in goal, so he gets back to the middle of the 20 for a quick restart, and the Broncos got back to 10. Very, very well organised to get back. Gillette making the tackle on Nightingale. Cray trying to break through this up until now impregnable defence from Brisbane. And it is Dean Young reeling his way through.
Well, they have spent the whole game working the ball out of their own half, the Dragons. Here's a chance.
Over to Gaznia. Gaznia steps, gets away from one, almost runs into Soward. Has gone back to Cuthbertson. He did well. He got a ball to Pryor, but again, these gaps, they're so narrow and they close so quickly. There's just no way through them. And here is a run from Ben Cray. Went over the top of Ben Hannon. Plays it back to Mitch Rain. Gus.
They've got to get it to the other end of the field.
That's a very good point. And here's Boyd. Oh, and Beale has gone loose, and Wallace has got the ball. He said zero tackle on Wallace.
Someone knocked on somewhere there.
I thought Darius Boyd knocked on. So despite the protesting from the Dragons players, I think it would have gone against them anyway. He comes through, ball comes down. I think he slammed it into Jared Beale.
Well, there's a knock on from Beale.
Give you an indication of the quality of this game. There's been 50 sets now in the game and 44 completions.
Yeah, the quality of the game, Ray, is sometimes high completions means really boring football because they're just hitting it up. That's been far from the case tonight. Now they've moved the football around. The support play's been fantastic. Like, these two sides have been so positive out there tonight. The completion rate normally associated with that would be much, much lower, as the last tackle signalled against Brisbane. Lockyer kicks, Nightingale lets it go.
Okay, let us know when they're all on side, boys.
Lockyer adopting probably some of the tactics that the Tigers should have adopted last night.
Well, it's 5-1 the penalty count to the Broncos. And I said earlier on, the Dragons are going to need a penalty to get back into this game. At some stage, they've got to get a cheap run back up to the other end of the field.
Wayman, and a penalty. They're inside the 10 this time. White World of Sports tomorrow morning will feature two of Australia's hottest sporting properties. Young Wallaby James O'Connor, and fresh from her US Open victory, Sam Stosur will be headlining a fantastic hour of viewing on Ken Sutcliffe's Wide World of Sports tomorrow morning at 10. So Soward finding the line.
Now let's see if the Dragons have got any energy whatsoever to mount an attack. We haven't seen any attacking football from them at all.
Craig back to the 20-metre line. You've been appealing for a penalty or begging for a penalty or suggesting a penalty. Now you've got it. Here's Merrin, and the Broncos putting numbers into the tackle, getting him to the ground. Now Young, gone to dummy half. Hornby short to Cray. Back out to Hornby. Hornby's got Wayman with him. Dummies to him. Gets it away to Merrin. Can he unload? He's attracted 4 defenders. Merrin to play the ball. 8 metres out. Middle of the ground. Hornby. It goes back and bounces twice to Cooper. And Yao Yi comes up and takes Cooper. So the Broncos letting Cooper play the ball when they want him to play the ball. Young getting it across short for Wayman. And they're back to where they are, where they were, I should say, on tackle 5. Hornby puts a kick in, he might score. Yao Yi may have grasped it, I don't know. Whatever, it's going to be a line dropout.
Okay. Their first attacking set of 6 of the game. Doesn't result in a try, but it results in a line dropout.
Stay behind the kicker.
And their first back-to-back set 6 of the evening. They've got to stay down here now. They've got to set up camp and stay here until they come away with something.
Stay behind.
Oh, he must have thought that he'd got the try, Ben Hornby. He was zeroing in on it. It was a lovely little kick. Darren Lockyer, he doesn't get a particularly good one away. And Morris did well to take that.
And hurt himself. Here.
Morris has hurt himself in taking the football.
Hey, Justin, he's injured. I know.
Well,
Just go over there. Just go over there.
Justin Hodges takes no prisoners. And despite the fact we've got an obviously injured Brett Morris, who injures himself here and virtually submits, holds his knee, now Justin Hodges says, get that into you, which he's quite entitled to do.
Yeah, he might be entitled, but I don't particularly like it. He could have just as easily gone up and put his hand on it. He knows Morris isn't going anywhere. I know he's entitled to, but I don't like it.
Yeah, it's the nature of the beast, I would say.
By his own standards, it was an ordinary drop kick by Lockie.
Looks as though Morris is going to stay on here. Morris gives Hodges a little tap, and Hodges pats him on the head. Yeah, they're out there playing footy. They know what the gig is.
I'll blow the whistle. Hang on out.
So this is Merrin, who's dragged down by Hodges around the legs. The polar bear is in there. Ben Hannon. Here's Ben Cray. And he's tipped up and put on his back. 20 metres out. Dragons then, as they go across to the right side. Boyd comes in. Boyd flops it back. Gasnier has got the ball. So Brisbane, their defence tested again now. In quick succession, Cuthbertson almost breaking through. Cuthbertson to play it close to the line. 5 gone. Here's Wayman, a shot at the line for Wayman. Back to Cuthbertson, he's over. Did he get the ball down?
Oh, yeah.
I think he did. Cuthbertson had scored. Dragons a try.
The X factor. We said before the game that Cuthbertson could be the one the Dragons were looking for something different. They're on the board.
What an effort by Wayman. We'll take a break, come back for the kick in a minute. Adam Cuthbertson. There's the kick for goal to convert from Soward. It is 6-all, or 8-6 I should say, in favour of the Broncos. 8-6 the Broncos, Wally.
Well, it took the Dragons a little while to get into gear, but the message has been going up. The Keno replay will just show a wonderful offload that provided an opportunity for Cuthbertson, but the messages have been flying out. The Dragons camp desperately want the speed of the game increased. We said it at half-time, but they're trainers. That's basically the only job that they're doing at the moment, getting the message from Wayne Bennett out there to increase the speed of the game. They're doing it perfectly.
Well, it was so important that they did get points. That's Jared Beale down?
No, it's Glenn.
No, it's Glenn. No, he's back now. The first time they've been down in the opposition 20, they maintained pressure through Ben Hornby getting it in goal. And now
Time you're on, stay behind.
it'll be interesting to see how Brisbane will react to that and how the Dragons rise from that.
Wayman, strong. Enthusiasm high from the big man from the Illawarra. Now for Merrin.
Clear him. Where you are.
just inside the 30-metre line, and Dean Young has got that dummy half roll, as I said. Now Cuthbertson will play the ball. Nice story, isn't it, Cuthbertson? He went from Manly to Cronulla, and he was sadly out of form, obviously, and he was sent back to the park to play football. Now he scored a try that might keep the Dragons on the right track for the defence of their crown. Gasnier taken in mid-air in a tackle from Glenn, and now Salad reached it high, but Beeler's under it, and it's gone to ground. It's a knock-on. Now the Dragons are putting the screws on.
What a game of football this is. What a shining example for mental toughness, for poise under pressure, and for never giving up. Broncos have been outstanding. They blow any other team in the competition away tonight, the way they play. But the Dragons have refused to go away. They've refused to buckle. And now, with 22 minutes to go, get a smell of victory.
Broncos by 2 points. Hornby for Cuthbertson again. Cuthbertson leg rope by Lockyer and held up by Teo. Here they go to Wayman in a similar situation. 4 defenders on Wayman. Still going is Wayman. So Dean Young looking for his captain, but Merrin takes a run. Merrin is a metre out from the line. That's the chalk there. Out it comes on the bounce to Hornby. Short to Cray, run around dummy, and Cray with a right foot step back in to be tackled by Gillette. Young it is across the face, over to Hornby, back to Cooper, and Cooper is held by the Broncos. 5 gone against the Dragons. Played by Cooper. Cuthbertson's pass long. Soward puts a kick in. They fly. It's on the ground. Scott got the ball back for Boyd. Boyd tackled. And 6 more. And Nightingale has a dig from dummy half.
Oh, how good's this?
So Nightingale will play it almost on the line. Scott back to Soward. Now to Young. Cuthbertson a decoy. Hornby a decoy run by Cray. Cooper taken around the legs by Hodges. Morris a dummy half. They're on the 10-metre line. Hornby goes short this time to Merrin, and Merrin will be taken to ground. Mabel plays it after the upright tackle. Young for Soward. Now for Boyd. Oh, the pass has gone straight behind Gasnier and Nightingale.
Oh, gee, he was in a hole, wasn't he, Gasnier? We said at half-time that the Dragons would get some quality football at the right end of the field some stage in this second half. Well, they're in the middle of it now, where they've enjoyed some. They've got the first try. The Broncos now need to reproduce what the Dragons did defensively first half. Gasnier, yeah, he was into a hole all right. Although man coming across on his inside, Jack Reed, but Gasnier was on his outside. Nightingale had space as well, but the ball went behind both.
Morris getting more treatment out there. They're on top now, the Dragons. Gee, it's a game.
They'll be working here or forcing a mistake from Brisbane. McCulloch is back. Is that McCulloch or Copley? Copley it is.
Wayne Bennett only used 16 so far. He hasn't used John Green in this game as yet.
Hammond with the ball for Brisbane. Brisbane trying to push on to keep the club career of Darren Lockyer going. Dragons trying to push on to defend their crown on the first Sunday in October. McCulloch away now for Parker. And Parker backing his way eventually into the ground near the halfway line. Hodges, his dummy half run, trademark to the 40-metre line. 5 gone Broncos, so Lockyer will want it. And here he is with his left foot kick high. Boyd under it, and Boyd takes it well. And what was Hornby doing? Is he running another block?
He tackled him.
That's a penalty to Brisbane.
He not only ran a block, he tackled him.
Well, I don't know why this time, because Boyd really had it covered.
He's in all sorts, Morris, obviously.
I don't know whether he needed to do this.
Well, they're taking the tap.
And it's Ben Hammond who grabs the first opportunity to push between. Who played the ball a couple out from the line. McCulloch, and now it's back to Teo. McCulloch was good in the opening exchanges. Here's Lockyer. Now he bullets the pass to Wallace. And Wallace is taken and the ball has gone to ground. Now, what's going on here? I'm watching Alex Glenn. He's saying, hang on a moment, before you give them the feed.
Up here, mate. Well, Peter Wallace has ruled have lost the football, and he and Bo Scott had a little bit to do. Ball is raked out by Jamie Soward.
Yeah, that's what Glenn's on about. That's what Glenn's on about. See, the 11 has gone in. He's gesticulating to the referee and saying, come on, it's a steal. So Soward is picked up and put down inside his own 10, taken by Reid, and Reid has hurt his shoulder. Reid has gone back into the defensive line, but he's hurt his shoulder, and Gasnier has run the play towards him. On their own 20, the Dragons. Wayman, hard.
Good run. Great run.
Strong performances by Wayman in the opening part of the second half, or the third quarter of the game, if you like. Oh, this is an awful pass. Cooper is taken down. He was unguarded. So Boyd kicks long. Beale, comfortable bounce for him, and he's able to bring it back. So it's a nice place to have your first tackle on the halfway.
Well, 16 minutes to go. I don't care what happens between now and full time, but this is the best game I've seen all season.
Yao Yi. Here's McCulloch. Now it is with Glenn, and Glenn flipping ball into his right hand to offload, but Gasnier made the tackle. This is Reid, pulled down by Gasnier. He's carried that ball in that right shoulder, which he appeared to hurt earlier. Wallace to Parker. Parker running at Scott. Not many go over the top of Scott, and Corey Parker's no exception. 28 metres out from the Dragons line, played by Corey Parker. To Peter Wallace's right foot. Over towards the injured Morris, and he does brilliantly. He does gallantly. And he goes immediately to ground. I don't know that we're going to see Brett Morris continue.
No, he's gone. That was courage. Because he's been limping for quite a while, and it's a brilliant take, but he's now going to crawl from the field. Up he goes, above the pack. He's now limping from the field. He's gone.
Dean Young, beyond the 30, quick play the ball. Soward away to Hornby. Hornby on to Gasnier. Gasnier one-on-one with Reid, and Reid gets the job done with Wallace and Glenn. Play up towards halfway. Dragons trailing by 2, and Soward rakes a kick in, heading for the sideline. Fielded by Beale, outside 20, comes to 30, and he's held there by Nightingale. Strong run by the full-back.
And in the absence of Brett Morris, as Copley brings it forward, Ben Cray is actually on the left wing outside Matt Cooper as the unfortunate side of Brett Morris leaves the field. Had hamstring problems second half of the season.
Glenn to play the ball. McCulloch away. Maguire forward to the 40-metre line. Keep in mind, if Brisbane win, they'll get Sam Friday back next weekend. Wallace gets it away. It's gone to Beale, gone to Reid, gone to Copley. He will score! Copley scores for the Broncos!
Very, very well taken by the Broncos. Everybody played their role perfectly. Catch and pass, draw and pass, and Dale Copley was able to skip out of a tackle. One of these exciting young players. They've got that 6-on-3. Jamie Soward, he's got 3 coming at him. Jack Reid held it long enough to put Copley outside his man. And he scores in the corner, kick to come.
Wonderful try by this winger. All he had to do was finish it. That's what he's paid to do, and he did that. The 20-year-old from Ingham. Dale Copley scores his 9th career try, his 7th for the year. He's not 21 yet.
They grabbed the opportunity with the injury to Josh Hoffman. That saw Jared Beale go off the wing back to fullback, and Copley stepped up into the breach and he's done a great job.
This is the biggest kick of the year for Corey Parker. The biggest kick of his season so far. There's the bad news for Morris, but out here on the sideline, one man now holds the attention of everyone in the NRL. He puts this through the posts. The Broncos go a long way towards playing in the preliminary final.
12-6. This for 14. And he's missed it. Just away. Wally.
Well, boys, I was expecting the play to actually come to the right-hand side of the Broncos' attack there. Ben Creagh was standing out at the wing, but they decided to go to the other side. The Keno replay shows beautiful hands, great timing, wonderful passing, a brilliant finish as well from Dale Copley. They've wrapped it up, apparently, for the Broncos. They're confident they're going to win it. The Dragons won't give up, but the Broncos certainly are in the saddle.
Yeah, I think it's a fair way from wrapped up. No doubt about that. The Dragons, I think, will get another good opportunity down this end of the field, but they've got to keep Brisbane away from field goal range and try and get the football back into good position.
You can bet your life Peter Wallace is thinking field goal.
Gillette playing it inside the 20-metre line. Winner of this game goes to Sydney next weekend to play Manly at the football stadium on Friday. Parker. Melbourne will host the Warriors at Amy Park on Saturday. This is Jared Beale. One mistake in the game for young Jared. Otherwise, brilliant. Lockyer driving it down the ground, and Boyd is there. He's got Nightingale to choose from. And Nightingale runs at Hodges.
Well, he's struggling with cramp, Jason Nightingale. He stayed down after Dale Copley scored in the corner. It's Matt Pryor who came on when Brett Morris left the field. He's playing tight. Cray took wide to the left. That's Merrin outside his own 30, spinning away.
Underbelly Razor. Tomorrow night at 8:30. Don't miss it. It's gripping, to say the least. In fact, that's probably an understatement. Played by Dan Hunt. Now for Hornby. Back for Green. So Bennett has used his last. Forced into that situation. Salad high midfield. And there goes Beale up above the pack.
Yeah, that's brilliant. That's his best play of the night.
I think he might have taken one of his own out.
Was Lockyer.
Lockyer?
He's holding his jaw, Lockyer. And he never stays down. He never ever stays down. He might be slow getting up, but he never stays down.
Played by Hodges. Teo it is with a pass that's gone all over the place, and Wallace has got the ball. They're very concerned about Darren.
Well, he's pushing him away.
Back down the ground. Here's Parker. Here's Lockyer jogging back. Now it's Wallace. He puts the kick down towards Boyd. Boyd had to rush in because Gillette was steaming down on it. This is what happened. Beale goes up. Lockyer's there. He might have worn the knee of Beale.
Yeah, got him right in the side of the head. And Lockyer is biting down hard on his mouth guard, I can tell you. He's really clenching his jaw. Little look at the clock too.
It's Dan Hunt.
Ben Cray limping back into position for the Dragons as well. Law of attrition starting to take its toll as John Green short of halfway. Looks like he's done his ankle.
Dean Young, Jamie South, Ben Hornby. Hornby looking for somebody, finding Soward. Brilliantly picked up by Soward. Ball didn't touch the ground. Rain gets a pass away. Boyd had to go back. Puts a kick in. Beale will cover it. Taken just inside the 30-metre line.
And it's desperate times now, isn't it? 8 to go. Dragons season on the line.
Reid. And looking at Lockyer, he's still directing traffic. He's talking to his players, telling them where to go. I think he's okay.
He's still biting hard on that mouth guard.
This is Maguire with the ball now for Brisbane.
He keeps clutching at it. His cheekbone or his jaw there.
Here's Peter Wallace turning it in for Glenn. So Alex Glenn will play the ball just inside the 40-metre line, and McCulloch from dummy half puts a kick in. 12-6. We'll take a break. Back at Suncorp. 7 minutes of the game to go. Broncos by 6. Cuthbertson, Rain, Hornby, Cooper, taken by Yao Yi and Lockyer on the 30-metre line. Cray to Rain to Young. Young running it at McCulloch. We'll be talking to Lockyer almost immediately after this game, providing that jaw is okay, but he is pointing players around the park and talking. Just for a moment I thought we had a real problem with Lockyer, but Cuthbertson drops the ball. That's a knock-on against the Dragons. So possession for Brisbane gives them a chance to play the game down the other end of the park.
I think with Lockyer, it's high up on the cheekbone. It's like his jaw's been jammed up into the joint at the top of his left cheek there. Cameras are on the wrong side of him to see all the damage, I think.
Well, most importantly, he's out there and he's the best at this stage of the game in steering a side home. Jared Beale's right knee going into the side of the head, and with the scrum being set just inside their own half, you would have to think that that man there who's kicked 3 field goals, Peter Wallace, who's kicked 2 this season, will be in a position to give them a match-winning lead of 7 points.
It's their only focus now. 5 to go. They just work in here for a point.
Hodge is playing the ball for Yao Yi. And Yao Yi it is that takes it infield. Some 22 metres from the western touchline. McCulloch to Maguire. Maguire strong up the middle, 32 metres out. Put away by Pryor and Green. McCulloch again. 25 out. They're a better team when he's on the park, aren't they? With McCulloch out there, he's very, very proficient. Here is Parker.
Here we go.
So, are they ready for it?
You've got
Lockie's
Lockyer
ready for it.
and Wallace outside him, but
There goes the left foot snap, but it's come down to rain for the Dragons.
Good work by the Dragons. Nice work by the Broncos too. They got themselves in good position. It was just good defence.
Green shoveling the football down the ground. World Cup rugby immediately following us here in Brisbane, Australia, Ireland from Eden Park. It's coming up next on 9 as the ball finds Soward. He's looking to kick for Gauthier and Boyd! Boyd got it out. Hornby's with it. Wallace from behind covers. They need a quick play the ball and a quick spread. That's what they've done. It's gone over to Boyd. Boyd goes out further. Nightingale. Nightingale looks inside. He finds Boyd, and Boyd is taken to ground. 8 metres from the line. Soward puts a kick in. Hornby's after it. It's come to ground. It's grounded by Pryor. Matty Pryor. He may have scored a try here.
wow. Well, the reaction from the Brisbane players is one of despair. Darren Lockyer immediately, his reaction was the opposition have scored here. Ben Hornby gets a play on this, but the ball lands a long way behind him. The kick is a beauty from South. Look at them lined up into that space between the Brisbane defenders. Hard to turn and get to the football. And Hornby touches it 3 metres in the in-goal area and it lands back on the try line.
Well, it's hard to imagine he hasn't touched it. It's hit his arm, gone forward
on Hodges.
and then Hodges knocks it back. It'll be no try.
Yeah, knock on.
It'll be no try. Can you believe it? Yeah, it looked like he got some piece of it, and you can see there on his bicep, he knocks it forward, and it's Hodges that knocks it back.
And just to explain it, that people at home might not follow the game that closely. If you touch the football and it goes forward into an opposing defending player, it is automatically a knock-on. We believe that's a demonstration of it there. Might have finished back behind him, but as soon as it touched the defender, that's the infringement.
Listen to that roar.
And it's that close, isn't it? It really is that close. Your season can come down to an infinitesimal touch like that.
My goodness, you've dug deep for that one.
I was thinking last night, what a couple of finishes that would have been if that had been awarded.
Teo plays the ball. It looks like the Broncos are going to play Manly. McCulloch ducks away.
Oh, strip, one-on-one. Cuthbertson, great play, gives him a chance.
Uh-oh.
Rain to dummy half. Another throw of the dice for the Dragons. Pryor, just when they thought they were taking it to Golden Point. Cuthbertson again. Just outside the 30-metre line. And Mitch Rain to Jamie Soward. They go wide. Boyd comes in on the right side. Gauthier beautifully taken by Glenn.
Brilliant tackle.
Soward short, and it's going ahead with Beau Scott. Scott will play the ball. 10 metres out from the Brisbane line. Played to Rain, and it's gone to Young. And Young goes back to Soward. Soward across to Hornby. Hornby on. Boyd. Boyd stepping. He's over. Darius Boyd has scored.
Oh, and a kick to even things up. What a strip from Cuthbertson, Adam Cuthbertson, to get the football back for his team. Wayne Bennett giving nothing away, but inside he is churning. And Darius Boyd gets the try. Cuthbertson removed it as clean as. And now Jamie Soward, not an easy kick, but this left side attack, you know it's coming, but it's worked beautifully. The decoy runner there, Cuthbertson, he played a major role again.
Well, Jamie Soward, and I guess Steve Price, the trainer here, as their coach next year, as soon as the try was scored, ran over and said something to Jamie Soward. All the hours of practice, all the years this kid built his game, on kicking. Jamie Soward now has to slot this over to keep their season alive. All Dragons fans depend upon the number 6.
Hold your breath. Here we go for the ride. And he's sailed it between the uprights.
Brilliant.
What a kick.
12 more. A minute to go and Darius Boyd scores.
All those hours of lonely practice on football ovals as a kid growing up, and even today would be out there practicing as hard, if not harder, than any goal kicker in the game. And to convert the Boyd try in these circumstances from wide out, Jamie Soward, bang, straight down the middle.
What a goal.
This ball wobbling down into the end goal, and Cuthbertson, who's been somewhat of a hero tonight. Was there a hint of a second man in that tackle?
No.
Where the strip was?
He arrived a little bit later, Reyes. Dean Young takes it, but now we should point out, if it's locked up here, which it appears as though it will be, under 30 seconds to go, obviously we need a result tonight. So it is 5 minutes, then they turn around, and then we play for a result.
Oh dear, they hit him hard.
Dear, oh dear.
His head hit the ground hard as well.
Jamie Soward's going to have a shot from 60 out.
He puts a kick in, and it's gone down towards the 10-metre line where Jared Beale goes across. There's the siren. So Beale will be put to ground, and we're going into extra time in front of 48,500 people.
Can you believe it?
The battle between Bennett and Lockyer goes into extra time. 5 by 5.
You just saw the official crowd number there, 48,474, and not one of them have left their seat.
Well, you just got to stand and applaud. I am in full admiration. I mean, let's get this straight. The Broncos have been outstanding. But given how great they've been and how much possession they had at different times of the game, for the Dragons to be standing here in the 80th minute and still with the scores level is one of the most courageous performances I've seen in a long time. This is the best game I've seen all season.
Wally, what's the injury update you've got?
Well, it looks like it's bad news for the Dragons. Brett Morris, the trainer, has told us he's got a suspected fractured fibula, so that's close to a broken leg. While Darren Lockyer, well, the trainer, we asked him how he was, and he said, yeah, he's all right, I think. So that's as good as anything. A captain won't leave the field in a position like this. What a game we've got.
To run that way, you kick off.
Darren, sweet. I promise you it's right.
That's the rule, mate.
It is the rule. He does. The only time you get a second choice is if they choose to kick off.
Matt Checken just assuring Darren Lockyer that Tony Archer's not telling lies.
Thank you.
Was Darren talking out of the side of his mouth?
He's in trouble. Look, I don't want to preempt things, but if the Broncos win tonight, the biggest news will be the health of that man, and he is in very much discomfort on that left-hand side of his face. Since he's done it, he can't keep his hand away from it. I have grave fears for him.
Stay behind the kicker.
And whatever the case, it is a brave performance.
I just got the impression that he was talking sort of out the side of his mouth, which took me back to the knee that he took from one of his own players. So here we go. And it's Cuthbertson back on his 10-metre line. Well, you couldn't write a script any better than this.
So again, it is 5 minutes now, then there's a break, turn around and play to a result.
We nearly don't have to say anything, just watch.
Stop. Well, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I think some occasions you can just let it go without comment. And here's Soward putting the kick down the ground. Beale it is, running away from his 20. He's come out to the 40-metre line.
Yeah, that's not bad field position.
Morris on crutches. We say broken fibula. So that's been an effort of gallantry by Morris.
He kicked early there, Jamie Sow, before tackle, and that's given Brisbane decent field position. Now, we know that certainly Peter Wallace has nailed them from close to halfway this year, but obviously not in these circumstances. Great run, Maguire.
He's strong again tonight, isn't he, young Maguire? My goodness, he's a player of the future.
Now we've got Lockyer first to the left, but Peter Wallace much wider to the right.
Lockyer takes a shot, it's low!
He's got it!
I think he's got it! He's got it! He's got it!
He has!
Darren Lockyer has kicked a drop goal that reminded me of Sean Timmins in an Origin game, I think. Look at this! The players, the crowd. It's an incredible scene from Suncorp Stadium. The crowd rose higher than Lockyer's kick.
I think he struck it a little bit better than Sean Timmins. He's actually got it fairly well off the boot. It just didn't go that high over the crossbar. Of course they love Darren. They love him even more now.
I had just uttered the words. You could not write the script any better. And then the guest of honour puts the goal over. The drop goal to send them to the preliminary. Superstar to legend to rugby league immortality. Darren Lockyer.
Great camera work as well, getting it all there. And it can be a cruel game. Look at the faces there of absolute joy. And the Dragons, well, they look like the West Tigers from last night, absolutely shattered. And some real class there from Mark Gasnier straight across in his last game to wish Darren Lockyer all the best.
Still clutching at that left side.
Let's keep our fingers crossed there. We need him to be in action next week.
Dragons, the Premiers, exit. Wayne Bennett exits and heads north up the F3.